So first of all, I'm going to detain you under section 1 apiece. Give my colleague your details, please.
No.
If you don't...
I don't have to under section 1 apiece.
If you do not, under section 50 police format, I'm going to arrest you.
Welcome to Noxium, where police power meets public accountability.
This episode is brought to you by Free Times Audits. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Free Times Audits is lawfully operating his drone over a police station when the situation escalates immediately. An officer, appearing seriously undertrained, rushes in and places FTA at risk through a panicked and uncontrolled response. The officer issues incoherent commands, shouts without clear authority, and quickly applies handcuffs as though dealing with a dangerous suspect. Moments later, a second officer arrives and, rather than de-escalating, further complicates the situation by asserting non-existent legal powers in an attempt to force FTA to provide...
I'm PC Rana from Central Park Police Station. You right, but
Yeah, I'm alright.
just wondering, I'm recording, my body warm's on. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm actually in control of an aircraft at the minute, so don't distract me.
No, I'm not distracting you. I just
You
want
are
to speak to
distracting
you if
me.
everything's alright. You've just got an aircraft with a camera, I presume, and you're flying over a police station. Is there any reason for that, pal?
Lots of reasons for everything, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a reason for absolutely everything, hence why I'm asking you.
You're distracting me, that's what you're doing.
I might be distracting you, but I just need to speak to you, pal.
You can wait, can't you? Or just wait till I land it.
Absolutely, yeah, go ahead.
I'm not landing it right now.
What exactly are you trying to record, pal?
I'm just flying at the minute, mate.
For the moment, the reason as to why I'm coming to speak to you, do you want me to tell you?
To distract me.
No, negative, that's, well, if
You're distracting me now, so if I crash it into a car, it's your
If
fault.
I'm distracting you, that's just something that's occurred. Essentially,
Something that's occurred. I've told you I'm in charge of an
The reason as to
aircraft.
why I'm trying to speak to
The
you.
reason why I'm telling you is because you're distracting me, and if I crash it, it's your fault.
This officer immediately demonstrates a complete lack of understanding of drone safety, public safety, and even basic judgment. FTA is mid-flight, focused on the aircraft with his eyes up and hands on the controller, yet the officer interrupts and demands answers, even after being warned that his actions are creating a hazard. Any properly trained professional would allow the pilot to land safely before initiating any conversation. Instead, the officer treats an active drone flight as though it were a routine interaction. When FTA correctly explains that distraction could result in the drone crashing into a vehicle, the officer responds with an astonishingly dismissive remark. "If I'm distracting you, that's just something that's occurred." In doing so, he effectively acknowledges that he is willing to create a potentially dangerous situation simply to assert control in the moment. This behavior is reckless, irresponsible, and clearly demonstrates a lack of situational awareness and command.
There's a security concern.
Oh, is
between
it?
police
Congratulations.
stations, hence why this is on the radar at the moment. We've had people trying to follow police officers home. Hence why I'm
well
trying
done.
to speak to you.
For what?
So,
I'm not speaking to you at the minute, I'm flying an aircraft.
do you want to land that down first, pal?
No.
Right, it's becoming a security issue now. I'm going to have to just put you in handcuffs.
Right, can I land it first?
Do you mind landing it then? Yeah? I have to put you in handcuffs down and I have to stop searching, pal.
Alright.
That's how it is. Do you want to land it now? Or do you want to...
Can I land it now?
Go on then.
So you're detaining me?
Yes, at the moment I want to put you in handcuffs.
Under what section?
Section 1 of pace, pal.
Alright.
So do you mind just...
Can I land it?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't
know.
have to move, yeah?
Yeah, because I have to make sure it lands safely.
Right.
So,
You want to put that down in your backpack, something like that, at least it's out of the way so you don't need to worry about it?
so why are you detaining me?
Section 1 stop search, pal.
Section 1, so you think I'm coming equipped to steal?
Negative, that's not remotely close.
Oh, that's section 1 of pace, isn't it?
Section 1 of pace, yeah?
Yeah, is that what you do? Is that what
Section
you
1
do?
of pace is a stop search power, yeah?
Yeah, for what reason?
If you like to put your hands away, then I can handcuff you, then I can explain as I legally have to explain. I'll explain everything to you after that, pal.
The officer's reliance on Section 1 of PACE was not merely incorrect. It demonstrated a clear lack of understanding of the legal power he was attempting to use. Section 1 requires a specific and reasonable suspicion that an individual is carrying stolen goods or items intended for use in theft or burglary. It has no relevance to operating a drone, alleged security concerns, or filming a police station. FTA immediately challenges this by posing the obvious question, "So you think I'm equipped to steal?" The officer responds, "No," effectively undermining his own justification. In that moment, the basis for the search collapses entirely. Rather than acknowledging the error or applying the correct legislation, the officer appears to rely on a familiar power from training and attempts to force it into a situation where it simply does not apply.
First of all, I'm going to detain you under Section 1 of PACE, which is stop search power. The reason as to why I'm doing so, hold on. The reason why I'm doing so is because recently we've had information about individuals following police cars out of the stations in unmarked cars and playing cloned cars with fake number plates. If you want, you can like put that down.
No, it's alright.
That's fine. Cool, pop noise. So that's one of the reasons as to why you're going to be detained. And now I can see you. I'm speaking to you. You're not giving me any reason as to why you're here at this very moment.
I don't have to account for being in a public place.
Absolutely not. You're not in a public place, but your drone is well within police property.
What, the airspace?
Yeah.
You do control the airspace, do you?
I'm not saying I control the airspace.
Well, you don't control the airspace. As you can see,
we've got recent intel claiming people are following police officers home in unmarked cars. I can't see that there's a car at the moment. I can't see any plane cars or the vehicle that I
So you've got no reasonable grounds then, have you?
I just explained my reasonable grounds.
No, they're not reasonable in my opinion.
My collar number's on my shoulder, pal. So if
I can't see it because of your collar.
You can see it right there, pal. My collar number's right there. If you've got any issues with anything that I'm doing today,
everything that you're doing,
well within your right to complain. That's not an issue at all.
The officer's response makes it clear that he does not understand the fundamentals of the situation he is dealing with. FTA's rights are determined by his physical location, not by the flight path of the drone, and the airspace above a police station is not owned or controlled by the force. It is regulated at a national level. The situation deteriorates further when the officer attempts to justify a search by referring to vague intelligence about individuals allegedly following officers home, as though that could be linked to someone peacefully operating a drone over a building. More critically, he then admits that he cannot identify any behavior from FTA that aligns with that intelligence. That admission is decisive. The moment an officer acknowledges that there is no observable conduct supporting the suspicion, the legal basis for the search collapses entirely. At that point, the suspicion is reduced to speculation, and speculation cannot lawfully justify a search.
You new to the job?
Absolutely not. No.
How long have you been in the job?
A couple of years.
Yeah, you should know better than
I still have a couple of things I need to say to you. She just interrupted me. The reason
you're not searching me then?
The ground. I am searching you. I'm just looking at it so it doesn't hurt your wrist.
Looking after you. I was unlocking it.
No, I've seen it. I'm looking after you, if anything.
Well, you're not looking after my eye. You put me in handcuffs.
That's for your safety and my safety. You know how it is. The objects of my search is anything that could be used to follow police officers home or anything that could be used in illegal means. Do you understand what I mean?
No.
Right. So essentially, I'm looking for items.
So a car would be to follow.
Absolutely. So I'm looking for car keys for this certain car that I'm looking for.
What car are you looking for?
At the moment,
you don't know, dear. You're making it up. You're making it up as you go.
Not, absolutely.
Tell me what car it is then.
Absolutely.
Tell me what car it is then.
Personal information.
Oh, what an idiot.
Police safety and awareness.
Idiot.
So I can't really tell you
Idiot.
That's fine.
Oh, look at this now, idiots.
Yeah,
no, I'm not, mate. No, I'm not. Being detained for illegal activity.
A drone about this recent. Yeah.
Oh, flying a drone.
This is the point at which the officer's account begins to unravel completely. He attempts to justify the search by claiming he is looking for car keys linked to a specific vehicle allegedly associated with individuals following officers home. However, the moment FTA asks for clarification, what vehicle, the officer hesitates and retreats behind claims of personal information. That response is telling. It indicates that there was no specific vehicle identified in the first place. If the suspicion had been genuine, he would have been able to provide at least some detail. A colour, a make, a model, or even a partial registration. Instead, he makes the assertion and then immediately refuses to substantiate it. The moment an officer begins introducing unverified or unsupported details to justify a search, the position becomes clear. This was not a response to any credible intelligence about individuals following officers home. It was an attempt to construct a justification for a search that had already been decided upon.
Oh, get off!
Put your face down.
No, that's illegal. What are you doing?
You're going to get stop searched now on the second.
Yeah, I'm being stop searched. He's doing it.
Come over here.
No, come over here.
Come over here now. I'll get your equipment. Come over here now. Listen to me now. My colleagues have already explained this to you. You're now detained under Section 1 of PACE, which is the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984. The reasons for this are, I've got reason to suspect you're in the commission of offence by committing hostile reconnaissance in an area that's not open to the public. Right. You are going far beyond YouTubing for a YouTube video.
Really?
You are following an unmanned aircraft without authorisation over a police station.
Don't need authorisation.
Pull that down.
No, that's illegal. Straight away.
It's not illegal.
It's really not.
So I've got reasonable grounds to believe.
No.
I need to know.
This is for religious purposes.
It's not religious.
Yeah, it is.
You want to get a reaction for whatever YouTube video you're doing? So this is what's going to happen. My colleague's going to put your handcuffs behind your back and you're going to get stop searched. Once that's done, let's get your details. If I don't find anything in that bag on the grounds of the search and the stop search that we do, anything that prohibited items or illegal in the commission of the offence you potentially committed, you may be released.
The second officer arrives with greater intensity, but far less understanding, immediately asserting that FTA is flying without authorization over a police station. This reflects a common misconception, that any drone activity near a police building is automatically unlawful. In reality, UK airspace is not controlled by the police, and unless the Civil Aviation Authority has designated the area as restricted, such activity remains lawful. In this case, no such restriction applies, and FTA is fully entitled to operate his drone. Police stations do not carry automatic no-fly zones simply because filming may be unwelcome. The situation deteriorates further when, without any warning or lawful justification, the officer reaches out and pulls down FTA's face covering. There is no request, no legal basis, and no explanation, only a display of unnecessary force. A face covering is not prohibited, nor does it constitute obstruction during a search. It is a personal item of clothing, and interfering with it in this manner demonstrates a clear overstep of authority.
If you do not give us your details under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, I want your details. You have caused members of staff at this police station in an area that's not open to the public.
Didn't go in.
Alarm. I'm not saying you did, but you flew your drone over the police station.
Which isn't illegal.
Let me explain to you now. You need authority to be flying an unmanned aircraft like that over 120 metres high in the sky, which is 400 feet.
I didn't go over 120 metres.
Well, we need to ascertain that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's going to happen now is you're going to give my colleague your details in a minute. We're going to stop search you under Section 1 of PACE 1984. Once that's done, we'll P&C you, find out who you are, and what I suggest you do is you really think on about the behaviour you're committing. I get there's people like auditors. I get there's people that are interested in police stations, but you have not got permission off the Chief Constable of Greater Manchester Police or the council to be filming this police station intrusively in an area that's clearly not open to the public. So at the moment, you're being detained for a stop search. Once that's been done, we will go further from there about what we're going to do.
The second officer makes no attempt to demonstrate any understanding of drone legislation. Instead, he asserts his own version of the rules as though they carry legal authority, stating that FTA requires permission from the Chief Constable or the local council to operate the drone. This is not a simple misunderstanding. It reflects a belief that control of a building extends to ownership of the airspace above it. That assumption is entirely incorrect. It is comparable to suggesting that permission is required from a supermarket to fly over its car park, an entirely fabricated concept with no legal basis. Rather than enforcing established regulations, the officer appears to be defending territory. When it becomes clear that there is no lawful power to prevent the drone flight, he resorts to a familiar fallback, asserting authority with confidence in the hope that compliance will follow. This is not the application of law. It is an attempt to impose control where none legally exists.
Give my colleague your details, please.
Wonderful.
If you don't,
I don't have to under Section 1 of PACE.
let me explain to you now. You do, because let me explain something to you now. If you do not, under Section 50 of Police Reform Act, I'm going to arrest you, take you to police custody, and live scan your fingerprints, get your photographs and DNA to find out who you are, because you've caused several members of staff in here. Let me explain.
Okay,
Let me finish speaking. Listen, you've gone a level beyond filming the front of the gate of the police station. You've flown the drone around the police station, and my colleague saw you doing it from a top window in this building. This colleague stood here. For that reason, I can be satisfied now that you've gone beyond the level of causing harassment, alarm and distress to colleagues in here. So you give me those details. If you don't, that's fine. We'll take you to police custody and we'll find out who you are there.
On one condition.
It's not under condition. That's what's going to happen.
I want my phone recording you saying that I have to.
No, we've got body cam.
No, because I'll never get hold of that.
Yeah, you can.
No, I've tried it before. I don't get it.
Well, ultimately, mate, listen to me now. You've got 5 to 10 seconds to make a decision. If you don't, I'm going to take you to police custody. Following the search, we're going to carry out under Section 1 of PACE 1984.
Right, search me first and then I'll give me details.
That's fine. Okay.
The Section 50 threat was the final proof. These officers were completely out of their depth. The second officer tried to claim that FTA had caused harassment, alarm and distress, not to the public, but to the police themselves who had chosen to confront him, detain him, misstate the law and even pull down his face covering. That is not Section 50, it's pure desperation. FTA wasn't engaging in any criminal behaviour, the officers were simply reacting to being challenged by someone who knew his rights. FTA's own comment under the video confirms exactly why the force ended up paying out. When a viewer asked, how do items that could be used to follow officers home justify a Section 1 PACE search? FTA bluntly answered, Yeah, illegal stop and search with no grounds. Civil claim 1. That's the whole case in one line. The powers were misused, the grounds didn't exist, and the force had no defense. They settled because they knew that if it went to court, every lie, every unlawful threat, and every fabricated justification would be exposed. What makes this incident stand out isn't just bad policing, it's how quickly a harmless, lawful activity escalated into a full-scale meltdown. FTA was mid-flight, warning the officer, "You're distracting me. This is dangerous," and instead of stepping back like any responsible professional would, the officer pushed harder. That became the theme of the entire encounter. Every moment common sense presented itself, the police sprinted in the opposite direction. Reinforcements arrived not to de-escalate or correct mistakes, but to layer new ones on top. Suddenly, FTA was accused of hostile reconnaissance, illegal flying, harassment, following officers home, and any other invented offense they could conjure to assert control over a situation that had already collapsed. It was emotional policing disguised as law. The harder they pushed, the clearer it became that they were acting from panic and pride, not training. And that's exactly why the payout landed as it did. When FTA confirmed he won the civil claim, it wasn't surprising, it was the only possible outcome. An unlawful stop, an unlawful search, fabricated grounds, threats of Section 50, and drone laws made up on the spot, any one of those would have exposed the force. Together, they guaranteed a settlement. The officers walked away looking clueless, the force paid up, and FTA once again proved that the law does not bend. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, be sure to check out Free Time's audits. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching.